Tu Diem's heart was filled with overwhelming joy when Tone finally agreed to seek medical attention. A decision that brought a glimmer of light to the darkness that had enveloped their lives since the incident. Her fervent appeal for his recovery, fueled by the deep-seated desire to uncover the truth and revive their relationship, was so poignant it hurts. Months had passed since the incident, and the cause of his amnesia remained a mystery to them. The lack of answers had left Tone a mere shadow of the man he once was. His vibrant personality dulled by the void in his mind. The enigma surrounding his condition persisted. A constant reminder of the fragility of life and the uncertainty of their future together. And yet, Tu Diem's commitment to him never faltered. She stood by his side, a steadfast presence, as he struggled to come to terms with his new reality. Tone's hesitant agreement to seek medical help was a hard-won victory, a tribute to Tu Diem's unyielding love and dedication. It was a small, yet significant step towards recovery, and it kindled a renewed sense of hope in Tu Diem's heart. She clung to this glimmer of optimism, her mind racing with visions of a future where Tone was whole again, where they could rediscover each other, and where their love could flourish once more. Wishing you all the best of health, happiness, and success. Sending you lots of love and positivity for an amazing day ahead. Tu Diem felt a surge of gratitude as she received an outpouring of support from those around her, bolstering her resolve to help Tone. Mr. Tu and his mother, who had been her guiding lights throughout this ordeal, offered their assistance in taking Tone to the doctor, and she didn't hesitate to accept. Their willingness to help was a comforting presence, and she knew she could rely on them. She also turned to Grandma, the one person Tone trusted and confided in, to help persuade him to agree to a medical checkup. It was a bold move, considering Grandma was the only person Tone seemed to trust fully at this point, as Tu Diem was still trying to regain his trust. She was aware that Tone was still getting used to her presence, and his memories of her were still shrouded in uncertainty. Grandma, ever the wise and compassionate figure, listened to Tu Diem's plea and assured her of her full support. She promised to do everything in her power to help Tone understand the importance of seeking medical help. Grandma's eyes, filled with warmth and understanding, saw the depth of Tu Diem's love and care for Tone, and she hoped that they would soon be able to reclaim their life together. To Grandma, Tu Diem's constant presence by Tone's side was a testament to her unwavering devotion. She saw it as a gentle whisper to Tone's ear, reminding him of the love they shared and the life they had built together. Tu Diem's care and love were beacons of hope in the darkness that had enveloped Tone's life. And Grandma was convinced that it would ultimately lead him back to himself and to Tu Diem. Meanwhile, Tone's reluctance to be a burden was evident in his insistence on taking on exhausting, back-breaking jobs to earn money, rather than joining Tu Diem in harvesting and selling produce at the market. He was determined to repay Tu Diem for the clothes she'd bought him, convinced that she was struggling financially too, and that it would be best if they both could earn a living. His actions were driven by a sense of pride and responsibility, even if it meant sacrificing his own well-being. Tu Diem, however, was adamant that he didn't need to repay her. She gently reminded him of the past they'd shared, how he'd done enough for her when she needed it. She brought up memories of how he'd accepted and loved her despite her poor background, how he'd told her that love wasn't about money or status. Her words were a gentle whisper, trying to jog his memory, to remind him of the life they'd built together. Tu Diem's approach was patient, persistent, and laced with a deep affection. She knew that Tone's memories of her were hazy, but she hoped that by reminding him of their past, something would spark, and he'd remember the love they'd shared. She saw glimpses of the old Tone in his eyes, and she clung to those moments, using them to fuel her own hope that he'd eventually recall their life together. Despite the challenges, Tu Diem remained steadfast. Her love for him, unwavering, even in the face of his amnesia. As she looked at Tone, Tu Diem's thoughts drifted to the past, to the laughter, the tears, and the moments they had shared together. She remembered the way he used to smile, the way he used to hold her hand, and the way he used to make her feel like she was home. The memories flooded her mind, and she felt a pang of longing for the past, but also a sense of determination. Tu Diem's love was the guiding force behind her actions. A love that refused to give up. A love that held on to hope, no matter how faint it seemed. As she stood by Tone's side, she knew that their journey was far from over. But with her love and care, she was determined to help him find his way back to her, back to himself. Share your thoughts. Feel free to leave your comments below with your theories and predictions.